the live stream video comparison between the LG X Charge versus the Motorola Moto E4. Now, in this live stream video, I plan on making it not less, or I already messed up. I plan on not making it as long as previous live streams, that's for sure, and I'll be just talking a lot less and saying things that I don't need to say. So let's talk about the pricing between both of these. Let me zoom in real quick. Let's talk about the pricing. The LG X Charge is currently going for, at the time of this video, if I'm not mistaken, or live stream video, for $79 at Walmart, whereas the Motorola Moto E4 is currently going for $40 at Walmart. So there's that. And some similarities between these two devices is that, if you couldn't already tell, they both have a front-facing flash, which is very nice. And that's literally the basic, that's basically one similarity on the front of them, that they both feature an LED flash. So that's very nice. Flipping them to the rear, as you can see, not much similarities there. The LG X Charge has a rear-firing speaker. The Moto E4 has a front-facing speaker right there. Both of these phones are turned off, so let's go ahead and boot them up in 3, 2, 1. Screens are kind of bright, making the camera go dim. Some quick specs of both of these is that the LG X Charge runs a 1.5 GHz MediaTek octa-core processor with 2 GB of RAM, and the Moto E4 runs a 1.4 GHz Qualcomm Snapdragon 425 processor with, if I'm not mistaken, 2 GB of RAM. So basically, they both have 2 GB of RAM. And as you can see, the LG X Charge is already up and running. Now we're waiting for the E4. Something that the X Charge does not have, which is kind of astonishing, is a fingerprint sensor. And given the fact that this is a lot more money compared to the E4, it does not have a fingerprint sensor, unlike the E4, which only costs $40. So that's quite insane in itself. Maybe I should start learning to turn on airplane mode instead of, just not turning it on. Anyway, before I get into it, I would like to point out that I am not using the CoolPad canvas this time. And here is the CoolPad canvas. I am using the Moto G4 Play with this broadcast. Leave airplane mode on. Thank you. So I was just changing it up for this broadcast. And if I do say so myself, tomorrow's comparison will be this one versus the X Charge. So y'all be ready for that. Alright, so we are up and running. Let's go ahead and get started without any further ado. Snapchat. The E4 actually won this time. They both have on-screen buttons. I just realized that. I don't know what was up with me, but they both have on-screen buttons. Back home in recent apps. And you probably can't tell it on camera. You might have to switch your eyes back and forth to both of them to see that they both have the same animation when you tap the home button. So that's very nice right there. Next is Pandora. Have to give it to the X Charge because the E4 popped up with an ad. Spotify, 2 different versions. Apparently I'm not logged in on the E4. I would have to give that to the X Charge. Messenger. The X Charge 1, I am logged out of the E4, is what it seems. Next is Instagram. I don't think this is the new feed. Looks like the E4 is taking the lead right here because it's updating on its own. Shout out to that dude right there for being at the top of the new Instagram feed for today. Next is Dunk Shot. Oh, the E4 kind of lagged right there. Oh, that was a close call. Let's actually do that again because they were literally at the exact same time. So let's go ahead and close out of them and actually restart it. Okay, it looks like the X-Charge won. But as you can see, the $40 Moto E4 is keeping up rather well with an $80 phone with an octa-core processor. So that's quite impressive in itself. Sorry, these phones just keep moving around. Next is YouTube. Surprisingly, E4 took this one. There's my live stream right there. And as you can see, I don't have very many apps again because there's no point in testing any other apps rather than the ones that I personally use every day. And what you see on the screen is basically what I use every day or every other day. Next is Play Store. X-Charge. Next is Settings. E4. And last is Camera. Let me go ahead and close out of that. Go back. Let's tap it again. I would have to say about equal there. So, before we conclude it, let's go ahead and do these two apps down here. Phone. I'd have to give it to the X-Charge, but you guys may think differently, but I give it to the X-Charge. Oh, we got a system update on the X-Charge. That's interesting. And then, last but not least, messages. To be fair, I'll go ahead and say that's exactly the same. It's just that I haven't set it up on the E4. But we'll say that's exactly the same. Now let's test out RAM management and see which one holds the apps open the best, I should say, instead of, the longest, or whatever I've been saying. E4, that's surprising. X-Charge. About the same. So you're seeing it here. The $40 Moto E4 can actually keep up with the $80 phone, which doesn't happen very often. Exactly the same. I have to give it to the Moto E4. I don't know if you saw that, but the feed just updated on the X-Charge, and the E4 just now updated again with the most recent feed. And these phones are sliding everywhere. I should try and get something to put down so they don't keep sliding. Both had to reload. E4 is lagging because of the ads. They both popped up with ads. I would actually have to say about even there, but you guys may judge differently for yourself. X-Charge, very slightly right there. E4, split second ahead. So you're seeing it here. The Snapdragon 425 in the E4 is keeping up with an octa-core processor. And like I said, that's really odd, actually. Yeah, exactly the same. Exactly the same there. Exactly the same. And exactly the same. So, yeah. A $40 Android phone in 2018, produced, I think, in 2017, can actually hang with an octa-core enabled processor device. If I said that correctly, that is. So that's quite impressive. I was actually expecting the E4 to not be very slow. I was actually expecting it to perform very well. So with that said, we do get clear all buttons on both of these. The X charge down here, very boldly right there, and the E4 kind of hidden away up here at the top right. Clear all, clear all. So now that you've watched this live stream, what do you guys think? Would you choose an $80 phone with an octa-core processor? Or would you choose a $40 phone that has a Qualcomm Snapdragon 425? 4.5 inch, no, my mistake, 5-inch screen on the E4 compared to a 5.5 inch screen on the X Charge. X Charge packs a much better battery at 4,500 milliamp hours, while the E4 is only 2,800 milliamp hours. And this is my second charge on the X Charge, by the way, and I've unplugged it like before I started this live stream video, and it's still at 100%, still going strong. So that basically sums up today's video. It's a lot shorter than usual, which is what I need to do, is to make shorter live stream videos, because I don't want to waste really any time with doing videos and live streams like these. But anyway, that pretty much sums it up. You guys saw it here. A $40 Qualcomm Snapdragon phone can run and hang with $80 octa-core processor phone. So that's very interesting in itself. But with that being said, that basically sums up today's live stream video comparison. And I will talk to you again in the next one.